Hello everyone, for another edition of Dangle Talks. So I'll get straight into it. Another week of it all. I'm going to jump straight into Brexit. What a nightmare. So today, March the 20th, is the 1000th day since we had the vote in 2016. 1,000 days. And where have we got? We have the withdrawal agreement. We have a political agreement between the United Kingdom and the European Union, but we don't have anything else. We don't have the withdrawal agreement voted through Parliament, as it's already been voted down twice, which is unprecedented in British politics. The first time it was voted down a few weeks ago, it was voted down by 230 votes of the majority. 230, it's unprecedented. The first time in British political history has a motion failed dramatically and humongously. I've never seen anything like this. I've never witnessed anything like this in British politics before. But there we have it. The Conservative Party is imploding within itself. It has a party within a party itself. You've got the ERG, which is pretty much running the show. Just have a piece of my tea. You have an impasse that we cannot move from, and it is getting worse and worse and worse. And today, the 20th of March 2019, and the time is 7:05, and we literally have 9 days to go, minus 9 days, until we either leave the European Union with an agreement, which is going to be unlikely because there's at least 400 legislation that needs to get through Parliament. Not just Parliament, but also it needs to be debated and passed, but also it needs to go through the Houses of Lords and committee stages. So it has to be scrutinised with any kind of new law that comes into effect. It has to be scrutinised at every single level, either in Parliament, in the House of Commons, or in the House of Lords. So literally we are at a crossroads where we have no idea where we're going. We don't know what the outcome's going to be, and we seriously do not know if we could be leaving on the 29th of March, which could be highly likely on a no deal. And the government papers have said that there could be riots on the streets, there could be martial law. That's another thing that's unprecedented. Nothing like this has happened before. And here we are. In 2019, we are potentially going to be leaving the EU with a no deal. Or we could be now, today, Theresa May has written to Donald Tusk, the President of the European Council, who oversees 27 other states who are members of the European Union and the Council, to ask for an extension to Article 50, and that we could potentially be leaving on the 30th of June instead. Funny enough, I'm away that day, well, that week. I come back 2 days after we potentially leave again, on the 1st of July. So that's going to be interesting, because obviously we then be technically still, well, not technically, we will still be within the European Union, but there'll be the transitioning period that takes place for 2 years, which now will obviously be longer into the 2021. It can now be going into 2022. It's chaotic. It's shambolic. It's ridiculous. And there's loads of people that have been saying no matter if you voted leave or remain, to get on with it and get it done. But look, we are 9 days away, and we are nowhere near that at all, and they have not been getting on with it. There's a statement coming out from Theresa May in the next hour outside Downing Street. Speculation is that she could call a general election, she could resign, or she could just literally state that nothing has changed, which is probably what's going to happen. Though I have an inkling it could be she could call a general election, as the EU have stated time and time and time again in interviews, in newspaper articles, in press releases, in statements to state, and they have stated that they would not extend unless there is a credible meaning for that extension. So the reasons behind that either be that there could be a general election, or there could be a referendum. But obviously, on the referendum, you'll need at least 3 months for that. So you'll need longer on the extension. But the time frame on how long the extension will be is still within question. It could be longer than the 30th of June, and if that's the case, we will need to be standing in European elections. The Conservatives are truly preparing themselves just in case they do. We do actually are involved within the European elections. But yeah, so it's utterly chaotic. But on a personal level, I love this kind of stuff. I love politics. I love the excitement. I do apologise for saying this, but I do hate the bitchiness, the backstabbing, and all that. It is pathetic. It's childish. But yes, so I don't know. But on a personal level, as I was saying, I was elected last Wednesday as the coordinator. In a way, it's leader to an extent, because we, as coordinators, we put forward the strategy, we work with the executive of the local party, what we're going to be doing over the next year, our ideas, our campaigns, elections, and stuff like that. I've never done one before, so it's going to be new to me. But yeah, so obviously back in January, as I think I said, I can't remember, I haven't done a video in ages. I was also elected as the deputy coordinator for the Eastern Regional Green Party. I've only been a member since 10th of August last year, so it's August, nearly 8 months already, and I've kind of catapulted myself hugely into the party. I've been going to meetings with the co-leaders, Sean Berry and Jonathan Bartley. I've had regional meetings and stuff like that, so it's been quite full on. I've been doing a lot and having a full-time job. But yeah, but then on something totally different, there's been a few other things that have been happening recently. With it was put forward by a Green member in St Neots to a Labour town councillor. So St Neots in Cambridgeshire, for the town council to declare a climate emergency, to put in place preparation and a plan to reduce carbon emissions by 2030, and that's then had a ricocheted effect when I contacted my Labour town councillor recently on the same thing to happen in Huntingdon. So hopefully that ricochet could then sweep across the county, because Cambridge City Council was the first council to declare, I think last month they declared it, or November, I can't specifically remember now. No, yeah, last month, February. So they were the first local authority, local authority to declare a climate emergency. hopefully Huntingdon, then obviously St Neots was, and then hopefully Huntingdon will be next, and then hopefully St Ives, Ramsey, Chatterers, etc. will then declare one. We are mainly just looking at like towns and stuff like that. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. Never mind. So yeah, so then hopefully we are wanting Huntingdonshire District Council to declare a climate emergency next, which will be one of the biggest authorities within the county of Cambridgeshire to declare one, as Cambridgeshire County Council did not pass the motion for them to declare a climate emergency. Sadly, the Lib Dems were in full support of it, but I don't know the full votes of that, which I need to find out on who voted against the motion. But yes, so there's a lot happening. What else? I don't know. There's been so much. I forgot now. I forgot what I was going to say. But yes. So that's been happening. Work's been mad. That was the other thing. So Cambridgeshire County Council are proposing on moving. So currently where they are in Cambridge at Shire Hall, they are proposing to move to Alconbury Wold, which is not far away from where I am, to build an £18 million new headquarters for Cambridgeshire County Council. An £18 million new HQ. It's ridiculous, and apparently it's going to be very carbon effective, whatever that means. I need to read into the article, but it's ridiculous. 18 million quid. That 18 million quid could actually reduce the amount of emissions, carbon emissions, to reduce climate change. 18 million. It bizons me. It really does. But then they only had one damn meeting about it, and a consultation. One. And it was at 3 o'clock in the afternoon? 3, when people work on a Friday, and it was a Friday, 3 o'clock. Where was it? It was in Alconbury. That's where the new HQ is going to be. And yeah, they, I couldn't believe it. 3 o'clock on a Friday. At the new Alconbury Weald, where the new HQ is going to be, because that's where they decided to have it. So they can actually let people see it. But I made the point that at the end of the day, if you're going to do it at least several times over a few weeks, so at least people can go and see it. Do it on a Saturday, for goodness sakes, because people work Monday to Friday. Not everyone works on shifts or earlies or whatever. Everybody works different hours, so it's stupid. Yeah, and then today, it was reported in Cambridgeshire Live. I'm giving credit to Cambridgeshire Live, because it was in their online article, that the Cambridgeshire and Peterborough Mayor, Conservative, James Palmer, former leader of East Cambridgeshire District Council, has put a proposal forward for a £4 billion metro. £4 billion metro in Cambridge. In Cambridge alone. He's the mayor. I'm going to make this point. He's the mayor of Peterborough and Cambridgeshire, and he said this. I think after his election, during his campaign, he said that Cambridge should have a metro so it can reduce congestion within the city. To a point, yeah. Cambridge needs to reduce its congestion, but a £4 billion metro. What happened to this tube that he was going to be building? He said he wanted to be like the London and Liverpool mayor. Liverpool have got a tram system, so is Manchester. That's who also said that he should have staff the same amount as London, Manchester and Liverpool. It doesn't work like that either. But £4 billion metro. London has a tube system, has the bus system. Manchester has tram system, has bus system. £4 billion just for a metro. Metros are on ground, not underground. So this whole idea of there was going to be a tube in Cambridge, well, that didn't last long. And then the other thing on top of him as well, being the Cambridgeshire and Peterborough Mayor, how much was it? Was it £22 million he spent on consultants to come in and advise? He's supposed to be the mayor. He's supposed to be going out to different authorities, different businesses. He should be the one consulting, not him and the combined authority, spending £22 million of taxpayers' money on consultants. It's just it's ridiculous. So it's 22, so you're looking around about 8 billion probably. But then apparently he's spending what for the combined authority was supposed to be £850,000 a year on staffing alone, and was increased to 2.7 million. Yeah, really saving money there, aren't he? I mean, he's put a vision forward for something different, something new. We don't want something that's going to be old, not be radical. We need radical ideas. We need a transport system, especially around this county, because a lot of it is quite rural. There's a lot of towns. You've got Huntingdon, St Neots, St Ives, then you've got Peterborough City, you've got Cambridge, which is one of the other cities as well. Then you've got the rural towns of like Ramsey, Chatteris, March. Then you've got Ely, which is technically a city because it has a cathedral, but it's not. You have to apply to be a city as well, which is a whole new ball game. And then you've got on the other far side, you've got like all the small villages and stuff like that. There needs to be a system in place, how like they do in London. You've got all the different parts of London, all these different areas. You've got like Finsbury, you've got Epping, which is technically in between. It's actually in South East Essex, or Greater London, or Outer London, but we don't have that. We don't have that here. We need something that's going to be radical, that is radical, that's different, that's not the same. We're going to build a brand new road or a bypass. We don't need that. We need to look at everything in a very methodical, logical, analytical, constructive, common sense approach, so we can actually change our transport system, our infrastructure, how things are spent, how things are purchased. The other thing is supposed to be built 2,500 homes, 2,500, and they've built 8, if my memory serves me right, 8 homes. That's it, 8. It's pathetic. It really is pathetic, and these are community trusts that they're doing it via. I just don't. Personally, I don't think they've actually got a plan in place. They need a plan in place so they can actually work towards it. They have had a plan from their campaign, but it's not beneficial for everyone at all. It's nowhere near beneficial for everyone. And you have to think about working mums, working dads. You've got to think about people who don't drive, who are disabled. You have to look at every angle analytically for this. But anyway, I'm rambling on a bit. So yes, in less than an hour, in 50 minutes, Theresa May will be making a statement to the nation. She will be addressing the nation. With, we don't know, it could be a general election. It could be she could be resigning. or she could be carrying on until the 30th of June, or if there's a longer extension, then she's probably gone. She won't last. She's not going to last that long now. It's literally yesterday as well. I've been told by a friend of mine that I need to. He's a journalist, actually. He's a local journalist. He's very good at what he does. Very good. He's very methodical, analytical, logical. Uses a common sense approach as well. Could do with him on my team, maybe. If I run for mayor, maybe. But he said that I need to do a blog. I went, oh, I'm awful. My grammar, my punctuality is just rubbish. It's not the best in the world, trust me. And I've done one. My first ever one. I didn't have it proofread or anything. I just thought, no, do it. And it's quite long. It looked like an article for like a newspaper or something. But I did it. And I thought, wow, I impress myself sometimes. I really do. But yeah, so it's a bit of a mess. But yeah, actually, also on the note, so if you want to go and check it out, go and please do go and check it out. Let me know what you think. If you want to get involved with the blog, if you want to be a contributor towards it, let me know your feedback, your ideas, or whatever. Let me know. If you go to daniellaycock.wordpress.com, I didn't read that anywhere. Yeah, let me know. It would be really good. So yes, so I think that's about it from me, and I will probably report back at 8:20 once, well, 8:30 ish, once we hear from the Prime Minister.